Old Apple devices. Well, we're not talking about old like my iPod here. We'll be getting to this one in a later video, but this is basically my iPod. It's a 4th gen 32 gigabyte touch iPod. So, and then here's just the cover flow. Unfortunately, I can't play any of it because content match. Well, I'm not talking, but the iOS device we have on the desk today isn't like super old like my iPod Touch is. Our iOS device today is this, the iPhone 5S. But this iPhone 5S is not brand new. In fact, this is my grandma's old 5S. If you're wondering, the 5S basically brought to us slow-mo cameras, Touch ID, and basically iOS 7, what modern iOS, macOS, and watchOS even looks like today. So I'm sure you remember this home screen from back in 2013. This iPhone shipped with iOS 7.0, and then the phone in question is this. This is my grandma's old iPhone 5S. It's been factory reset on iOS 12 currently. And if you don't know, these iPhones can easily be downgraded to iOS 10.3.3. Well, you know why? Old iPhones like these, if you get one on iOS 7, you need to upgrade to iOS 10 to be able to upgrade then to the macOS, iOS 12. So Apple left it signed, but using a different method, using the OTA method. But we're not using the OTA downgrade method like on an old, like you can use on an old 4S to downgrade from 9 to 8 and then 8 to 6. So, but instead we're going to be using a different method. Also in the box, these aren't the original accessories. This is a random brick I got. This is my USB-C to USB-C to A adapter. And then this is a lightning to USB cord. We're just going to set those aside for later. We even have the original documentation, like the owner's manual and the Apple stickers. So we're just going to put all this back together and set it aside. So you may be asking, how is this downgrade possible? Well, it's all thanks to the help of a tool that I found online. Let me show you. So I'm just gonna get my MacBook over here. So it's thanks to a tool called the 10.3.3 OTA Downgrader. So this is available on GitHub. I'll put the link in the description. And it includes a destroyer.sh script. If you want to, you can also use apps such as LeetDown or Lukey ZGD's Legacy iOS kit. But for this one, we're using the 10.3.3 OTA Downgrader, which I believe is by the same person as iOS OTA Downgrader. So to start, we're going to drag destroyer.sh into our terminal. So then once you've dragged the iPSW into the file into the terminal, connect your iPhone. Just use your USB-C to so it's USB-C to USB-A, and then USB-A to Lightning. So you'll just plug this into the computer. But then also, you need an iOS 10.3.3 iPSW. So I already have one downloaded right here. We're just gonna drag it into the computer, into the terminal right here. So if Finder comes flying in, just ignore it. So now that you have it put in, like right here, I'm just gonna go back to the 0.5 lens. So now we're just gonna, if this did not work, you can just use another tool. Now I'm gonna bust out the iOS OTA Downgrader since that didn't work. So now after you drag the destroyer.sh script from Legacy iOS kit in to terminal, the iPhone is gonna show up. So mine is in recovery mode because I have it wiped. So we're gonna select Restore Downgrade. Press enter, then press iOS 10.3.3. Then press select target iPSW. It's gonna pull up a file selection window. So we're gonna select our iPSW that we downloaded. So it's gonna do some things such as getting the SHA1 hash. So now, at this point, click Start Restore. So then you're going to have to enter DFU mode. It's going to provide some prompts on screen to enter DFU mode, so follow along with me. So press yes, 3, 2, 1, hold the top and home buttons for 8 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then release the top button and keep holding the home button, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So then it's now in DFU mode. And then it's going to show it's going to have a bunch of crazy code on the screen. It's going to throw it into RAM disk mode and do a bunch of other crazy stuff. So I'll be right back once the downgrade is finished. So if you're watching this, you're wondering, at this point, you may have been asking, why am I using LeetDown? Well, when I was using Legacy iOS Kit, it did not work, so I decided to use LeetDown. So just please ignore some continuity issues with the Legacy iOS Kit thing. So basically, this video is going to be but everything goes wrong with this. And the good news is, it works with LeetDown. And we're currently restoring the iPhone to its native software, iOS 10.3.3. So I'll see you once we're on the hello screen. So now at this point, we've successfully downgraded back to iOS 10.3.3. So I'm just going to get this iPhone set up with my Apple ID info. So you can just go through this like normal Apple ID, like a normal Apple ID setup. I'm just going to get it on the Wi-Fi. So now we're just activating the phone. So I will log into this via my iCloud account. So let's enable location services. So I'm just gonna do Touch ID. So I'm just gonna set this up as a new iPhone. So I'm gonna log into my iCloud right now. So the great news is my iCloud was able to successfully set up and I got the verification code on my Mac. So I'm just gonna agree. It's gonna continue setting up my Apple ID right now. And the good news is, we'll be done with it soon. In the meanwhile, I'm just waiting. I have just the Legacy jailbreak subreddit pulled up on my computer. So now this is fully done. We're just going to continue setting up. So it's just going to go through the iCloud keychain. So now we have Siri as well. iPhone Analytics. Let's just share with Apple since I'm not using this as my main phone. Share with app developers. And let's get started. So here we are, we're now on good old iOS 10. Woohoo! We finally did it. And then the good news is, my iCloud, it does connect to my iCloud perfectly. And then this is full iOS 10, fully downgraded, no jailbreak, no SEP issues /baseband issues. You can choose a new wallpapers, you even have the old school iOS 8 moon wallpaper. Even all the old iOS, like a lot of the old iOS ones. So the good news is, we have our iPhone 5S running fully stock iOS 10.3.3. So it is offering to update to iOS 12. But I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm gonna pull up storage. I'm gonna name it a pretty funny name. Too many Dingpod viewers will definitely recognize it, but I named it. I named it Craig, as in, Old Mike Craig from Dingpods. I named it after him. So the good news is, our iPhone is fully charged. So thank you so much for watching and supporting me. It's been a wild ride. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.